It's been a half-century since the Ingalls family and their prairie life in the 1870s made their network television debut.
We're home.
We're home.
Now to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the series Little House on the Prairie. It stars Melissa Gilbert as plucky, indomitable Laura.
Well, today I want to play Uncle John.
Karen Grassley as her steadfast mother, Carolyn.
What am I going to do with the lot of you?
And Allison Arngrim as Laura's nemesis, Nellie Olson.
My home is the best home in all of
Walnut Grove.
We have 3 sets of dishes, one for every day.
One for Sunday, and one for when someone
Special and important comes to visit, which we have never even used yet.
All returning to the place where they made pop culture history. And taking multiple generations of devoted fans back to that prairie home. The trio visiting these set replicas at Simi Valley, California's Big Sky Ranch as they prepare for this weekend's Prairie Palooza, a fan festival.
That's the thing from the thing.
Also featuring costumes and memorabilia, plus recreations of those iconic sets, like the schoolhouse.
Then you came up the aisle, and they did the death stare.
You guys.
Oh my goodness.
The Mercantile.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm Mrs. Ingalls.
Well, how do you do, Mrs. Ingalls?
Oh my God, yes.
Yardage. Fancy and plain.
This is where you bought the fabric for the dresses.
Blue.
Yeah, the little dresses Carolyn made for you girls. It was just like home.
And the Little House itself.
Oh, little lady.
Why do you think there are so many multiple generations of people who love this show now?
People are finding values, comfort, and a message that they long for. And I think, it's just simple human decency.
Reliably providing reassurance and familial love of a bygone era.
Just give me a little bit, please. Just a little. Take the pain away.
I can't, sir.
Just so the pain will go away.
I can't.
Please, please.
I can't.
Little House also hit on plenty of hot button topics.
We're telling stories of addiction and suicide and racism.
Old habits are hard to break. So are old prejudices. Yeah, I suppose.
And chauvinism and anti-Semitism.
I'm Jewish. Oh, he's Jewish! He's Jewish.
He's marrying our daughter.
And nativism, all the isms, and really underlining a lot of what the country was going through at the time.
The guy who came back from the Civil War addicted to drugs like people were coming back from
Vietnam.
We did deal with issues that were difficult to deal with. But somehow on Little House, it made it okay to somehow talk about it with your family at 8 o'clock.
It's clear to see that the way the laws are written up, a woman gives up all right to her own property the minute she gets married.
Even sexism.
Even sexism, big one. And in the 70s, that was a big deal.
You have to stand up for what's yours.
Well,
You did the courageous thing, and every woman in this town knows it.
Yet back then, its young stars could hardly imagine how it would impact so many.
It's the 50th anniversary of one of the most beloved shows in the history of television. What does it feel like to just hear that?
When we did the show, we went, this is a really good show. Oh, it seems to be a hit. That's nice. But the idea that 50 years later, that people would still be this excited about it, it's absolutely mind-blowing.
It's overwhelming, actually. I'm remembering so much of my childhood and so many wonderful experiences and emotional experiences attached to all of these people.
Foremost among those as Pa, the late Michael Landon, producer, director, writer, and blazingly charismatic star of Little House. On and off camera, a key figure in Melissa Gilbert's life.
Michael Landon was one of the first girl dads.
Yeah, that's technically, he was the TV girl dad.
He was magnetic, and he drew me in, but he also played with me right away. And our relationship immediately became like parental and in that way, but he treated us when he worked with us like contemporaries, not like kids.
What did he smell like?
Your paw smells like a dumb old horse.
Tobacco. Maybe a little vodka.
How did your relationship with Michael evolve as you both got older and you got to know him in a more sort of three-dimensional way, I guess?
We had a very close relationship personally, off camera. Our families were very tight. When I went to regular school, I went to school with his kids, Leslie and Mike Jr. Mike Jr. was my prom date. And then his marriage split, and my mom dictated that our allegiance was going to be with Auntie Lynn and the kids. So there were several years after the show ended that we were very, very distant. And so we were going to set up time to get together, and then he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So we kept trying to make plans to see each other, but there were treatments, and then he got better. And then
Sorry.
Yeah, and I did get to go see him, but it ended up being a week before he passed away. And I spent the day there, and it was hugely impactful and important, because I'd lost my own father when I was 11 and didn't have the opportunity to grieve that. And I didn't want to do this, but again, I grasped my arms behind my back and leaned in because I knew it was important to say goodbye.
What did you say to him?
I said, I told him that I loved him, and I thanked him for everything he did for me. And he said, I love you, Half Pint. He said, you know, I knew you'd be the one. So it was an important day.
Country girls.
Landon saw what a hissable fan favorite Nellie Oleson became.
I hate you. I hope so.
In playing a 19th century mean girl, Alison Arngrim would feel liberated by her on-screen villainy.
A chicken can squawk and a butterfly can flutter, but Anna can't talk. All she can do is stutter.
People would say, did Little House save your life? Did Nellie save your life? And I go, oh, that sounds silly. Oh, wait, it did. I was abused when I was a little girl, and I was definitely bullied at school. I mean, it's so funny. I was so not the Nellie. I was the Nellie fodder. I was the one the Nellies would come and clobber. And suddenly, I'm the scary person. I'm the villain. Wait, what is happening? So it was this whole new level of self-confidence.
You can sit here, Miss Beadle. Oh, thank you, Nellie.
And the people who were hassling me and being bullies and intimidating me suddenly were intimidated by me, which I found very odd, but really gratifying.
You owned it right from the beginning, didn't you? You owned it from the first day of high school.
So much fun!
She was so in.
I hate you, Laura! I hate you!
I got to yell and scream and throw things and act out.
Oh, yeah,
Do you know how
get a lot of
relaxing that is?
Yes.
It's a Gestalt therapy.
It was
It's not
fantastic.
relaxing to play the good woman.
It's hard.
No,
it's hard.
it's
I know how you
not.
did it. I couldn't be that nice all day. I don't know how you people did it.
And all I did was run and cry.
So
no.
well. So
That
well.
is not all you did.
Sometimes at the same time.
Sometimes I ran and cried at the same time.
Highly impressive. I was very impressed.
Your battles on the show are among the most beloved moments in television history. Let's just talk about Bunny for a second. Is that your favorite episode?
It is.
Feel anything at all?
No.
Doc Baker is like his career is ruined. He can't save me. My mother's flipping out and screaming at Doc Baker. Nels is my father's crying in the storm.
You get out of my house, Laura Ingalls.
I am now messing with adults. I am now have created
Such
a
an
thing with
evil-
pretending to be paralyzed.
Just evil.
I'm not impacting her. I'm now impacting grown people at 13-year-old drama, and I've dragged all the adults into it. That's sick. And so people wanted to see me go down a hill in a wheelchair at that point. It's like, please, somebody do something to her.
Your mother wants you. You're such a good friend, Nellie.
You pushed her down a hill in a wheelchair.
I could have been killed.
Oh no, she just landed in the water.
It's unforgettable.
It's a miracle!
So good.
For decades of young viewers navigating the turbulence and change of their own lives, watching Laura grow to honorable womanhood, secure and supported in the enduring warmth of her family and community, has given them hope and belief and resilience too.
You gave them something they couldn't have gotten any other way. What do you think that was that you gave them?
Gosh, I never thought of it that way. I can only think it's love.
For Good Morning America, Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.